teach you how to hate people that you never met, and all of a sudden you take pride in accomplishments you had no part in whatsoever, and you brag about, like the Americans, you go, fuck the French. Fuck the French. If we hadn't saved their ass in 2 world wars, they'd be speaking German right now. You go, oh, was that us? That was us? Was that me and you, Tommy? We saved the French? Jesus. I know I blacked out a little bit after that 4th shot of Jägermeister last night, but I don't remember. I know we went through the Wendy's drive-thru. We were going to get one of them fresh cheddar sandwiches. It looked so alluring on the commercial, but then we ordered it and realized we had no money, and we had to ditch out before the second window. And those douchebags in line behind us with the bass music probably got our order, and we laughed about that. But I don't remember saving the French. I went through the last 10 calls on my cell phone, and there's nothing incoming or outgoing to the French looking for muscle on a project. I checked my pants. There's no mud stains on the knees from where we were garroting krauts in the trenches at Verdun. I think we didn't do anything but watch sports bloopers while we got hammered. I think we should shut the fuck up.
So everybody's upset on the right about the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I haven't watched the video. From what I understand, Republicans got roasted, specifically Nikki Haley, or not Nikki Haley, I'm sorry, Sarah fucking Huckabee Sanders or whatever. They kind of look, well, I guess they don't. They don't both look alike. They look very fucking similar. But anyway, I guess everybody's a little butthurt because some comedian said something about her fucking makeup or some shit. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't watch the video, but what I do find hilarious is the group, the side, the people with the red ties, the ones that are notorious for calling people triggered and snowflakes and, that they need safe spaces and all of that. I find it hilarious. I find the irony hilarious because they're very quick to yell, or to tell somebody that they're triggered and a snowflake, but the minute somebody even jokes around with somebody on their side, they fucking throw a shit fit. And, I'm not letting Democrats off the hook either. I mean, they're just as fucking snowflake-ish as everybody else. In fact, they are also seem to be outraged at this comedian roasting fucking Sarah Huckabee, whatever, Sanders's makeup or whatever. Like I said, I didn't see the video, so I don't know precisely what she did, but what I do know is that that these fucking White House Correspondents' dinners are, they're a usual thing, and usually a comedian or somebody gets up and roasts other people in the crowd. It never seems to be a big deal, but because we have, fucking President Man-Baby and, a bunch of fucking whack jobs, running the country, suddenly... nobody can take a joke anymore. And like I said, the Democrats are just as guilty of this. Democrats and liberals and stuff. But, you conservatives and Republicans are pretty fucking snowflake-ish yourselves. And, I just find it fucking funny on all sides. But I do find it just a tad bit ironic that the side, the people in the fucking red ties that love to shit on everybody else, right? They love to talk about how, supposedly, what is it? The black people always play the race card, or that Mexicans are rapists, or that fucking Muslims are terrorists, and they love to just throw those fucking things out there. But the second somebody makes fun of them, they throw a fucking hissy fit. So I find it absolutely fucking funny as hell that that this is even a thing, and really it's just indicative of where our country is at mentally now. I mean, the fact that that Trump is our president is kind of a symbol of just how ridiculous it is that we have a presidency, right? Because I mean, whether you're a Trump supporter or not, you can't be that proud. Well, okay, if you're a Trump supporter, I get it, especially if you're that small niche within the within his fucking support group that is very fucking what's the fucking term for when you're afraid of fucking new people or whatever. I can't think of it right off the back, but I get it that that you love the fact that ICE is rounding up fucking Mexicans, and that we're fucking excluding Muslims from our it's okay to come on in fucking list. I get it why that small niche would be fucking would have their chest puffed up with pride over Trump. But for the rest of the support fucking base, you can't really say that look, we have like that was a good choice, and before anybody accuses me of fucking being some sort of I don't know, libtard or whatever. I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. She wouldn't have been any better. I wanted Bernie Sanders. When I couldn't have Bernie Sanders, I voted for Jill Stein because she was the only candidate that was against, fighting more wars. In fact, she wanted to end the wars. She was the only one that wanted to fucking, focus our fucking money on building up our infrastructure, which would have created thousands of maybe even millions of fucking jobs. She wanted to give everybody health care for all and tuition free college, and all of the things that would actually benefit Americans rather than whoever else. But so it's not like when I say that you can't possibly think that Trump is awesome, I'm not saying that, I thought that if Hillary Clinton had got the nomination. No, I'm fucking informed enough to know that Hillary or Trump, we'd still be in the same fucking, state we're in. It's just that maybe if Hillary was fucking president, maybe the rest of the fucking world wouldn't think we're fucking a bunch of clowns over here. But only in the as far as like, okay, if I were to fucking side with Hillary for anything, it would have to be that at least if she, aesthetically, if she were president, the rest of the fucking world probably wouldn't be fucking laughing at us right now for having a game show host with a dead weasel on his head running the country. But, that's really all there is to it. As far as everything else, the corporatism, the fucking wars that are getting ramped up, and the economic fucking situation, I know that 100% it would be the fucking same, because if you paid any attention to Hillary Clinton and her history and her views on things, you will fucking immediately see that nothing in that realm would have changed. We'd still be fucking on the actually, I don't even think we'd be on the verge of fucking bombing the dog shit out of Syria and entering into World War III. I think we'd actually be doing that. She was the one that was calling for a no-fly zone over fucking Syria, which definitely would have, caused tensions with Russia. So, it's just, I don't know. I mean, if you look at that, if you look at the fact, like if I'm, okay, I gave Hillary Clinton a fucking compliment, so here's where I'm going to compliment Trump. Even though he is definitely listening to the military industrial complex now, and yeah, he did fucking order a fucking strike on, or airstrike on fucking Syria in response to the supposed chemical attacks that are, if you actually looked into it, you'd find her fucking, the claim that Assad did that is fucking, I mean, unless he's the stupidest person on the fucking planet. If he's the stupidest leader on the planet, then it would make sense that he would do that. But if you know anything about what's going on in Syria, you'd recognize almost immediately that this claim that he fucking gassed his own people is a bunch of fucking horse shit. But I will give Trump this, that he did one thing and then that was it. And it seemed like things have kind of calmed down a little bit, at least for a little while. If Hillary was president, we'd be in a full-scale fucking war right now. You also got to give Trump props for the fact that he somehow managed to figure out the fucking North Korea thing. I mean, North Korea and South Korea just signed a fucking peace treaty. North Korea actually has, I don't know if they've agreed yet, but they've at least agreed to talk about ending their nuclear pursuits. I mean, that's some shit that no president before Trump was ever able to fucking do. Even the world's greatest fucking speaker, Barack Obama. So you got to give him props when he does shit like that. The only problem is that he seems to, if you look at the people or the leaders that he seems to cozy up to, they all seem to be fucking nightmarish type of leaders. I mean, he fucking praises Duarte out there in the Philippines on a regular basis, and we're talking about a guy that fucking goes around executing people for using drugs. I think, even though he started out talking shit about Kim Jong-un or Il or whichever one, I can't keep this shit fucking straight. It's one of the two in fucking North Korea. I mean, yeah, he started out calling him fucking Rocket Man or some shit, but I think if you pay any attention, and especially since he was very quick to accept North Korea's agreement to fucking talk, I think that he actually admires the way that he runs North Korea, which is basically you fucking keep a boot on the neck of your fucking citizenry and they do as you say. I mean, I think that if Trump saw an opportunity to basically become the United States version of Kim Jong-un, he'd do it in a fucking heartbeat, He's also a fan of that fucking Macron guy, which, he isn't as brutal as the others, but, he's definitely a piece of shit. I don't know. Where was I going with this shit? I started out talking about the correspondence dinner. I don't know. I find it fucking hilarious that people are so fucking up in arms, and I know where it's going, because I gotta go back to what I was saying, that because the people on the right usually like to just talk shit about everybody else. And then, if you come to defense of the people that are talking shit about, somehow you're just like this bleeding heart little pussy. And, I find it fucking funny that that now that somebody on their team is being roasted, it's like, oh, like a lot of people act as if this comedian was like insulting their mother. A lot of people act like that with Trump, and they act like that with Hillary as well. Like if you insult them in any way, it's like you're insulting a family member to them. And I mean, you don't hear it too much from the right, but you definitely hear it from the fucking Democrats and the Hillary supporters. They love to call those of us that are progressives and that are behind Bernie Sanders. They love to pretend like we're the ones that that act cultish, right? That that we'll just lose our shit if you insult Bernie Sanders, and it couldn't be further from the truth, because most progressives, I'm sure that there are some outliers within the group, but most progressives do not see Bernie Sanders as the leader or the strong man. We don't see him as that. We like his fucking policies. We're not too fond of the fact that even though it's obvious that the Democrats are fucking corrupted beyond fucking belief, that he's still trying to fucking sheepdog people into that fucking party. Most likely, if he runs, in 2020, and he runs under the Democratic fucking platform. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for all progressives. I can speak for myself. I'm not voting for him if he does that shit, because I don't trust the Democrats in any way. I don't trust them. So either he goes third party, or I vote I vote a different way. I'm not going to fucking vote for him if he's, because let's be realistic. He's not going to take over the fucking Democratic Party. That's just not going to fucking happen. There's too much moneyed interest involved in keeping things the way it is. And Democrats and Republicans, the fucking donors have a very strong fucking firm foothold in both fucking parties, and they are not going to change because some 70-year-old fucking Jewish dude from Brooklyn suddenly is past the torch of fucking power. It's not going to fucking happen. So the only way to really change things is to go third party, to go outside the fucking party. Because the Democrats are not interested in changing any fucking thing. I mean, that's why they're suing fucking Russia and Trump and WikiLeaks, right? Because people told the truth about what's going on with them, and they feel like that cost them the election, and not the fact that they are a bunch of corporatist fucking shills that have shit on the working class, that have done everything in their power to guarantee that the middle class shrinks and disappears. They've been opposed to any sort of health care for all sort of reform. They love to tout that that they got Obamacare, but the problem is that Obamacare originally was Mitt Romney care. Right, that was the fucking healthcare package that the Republicans were putting together. In fact, that the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, that was thought up by the Heritage Group, which is a right-wing, think tank. So this idea that Democrats, at least the corporatist ones, that they're like, oh, we're so proud of fucking Obamacare. What they're really saying is that we're so proud of the Republican version of fucking healthcare, and which should let you know exactly where they sort of stand. I don't want to get too deep into that, but they're not interested in fucking changing. And this stupid fucking lawsuit is just it's just more evidence of it. Because rather than examine the real reason that Hillary Clinton lost the fucking easiest election imaginable, it isn't because 13 fucking Russian trolls put up a bunch of fucking, kitten memes and shit. That isn't what cost her election. And it wasn't fucking, Putin or whoever. It wasn't that. The reason that they fucking lost, or the reason that Hillary lost, is because she's a corporatist shill. She is a fucking war hawk. She's been for every fucking war that has been proposed in the past fucking 17, 18 years. I mean, for fuck's sake, she voted in favor of the Iraq War, which was an illegal war, that was based on bullshit that was cooked up by fucking George Bush and fucking Dick Cheney. She voted in favor of that, not because I don't think she was fooled by it. I think that, it was just popular to fucking, the sentiment right after 9/11 was pretty much, at least, even amongst ordinary Americans, was, we don't give a fuck at all who did it. We just need to bomb somebody so we can feel better about it. And of course, Hillary Clinton went along with that, and then, the fucking mood changed, and people were like, well, wait a minute, we're fucking killing hundreds of thousands of people that had nothing to fucking do with what happened on September 11th. And, and then, of course, the support for the war fucking shifted, and people didn't want it anymore. And then, of course, she fucking shifted, right? She has a fucking history of doing a lot of shit that does not benefit the ordinary working fucking slob. All it takes is just a little bit of, to take a little bit of fucking research, and you'll find out why exactly Hillary Clinton wasn't liked. I mean, for fuck's sakes, she lost to Barack Obama, back in 2008, when we were still very much into our we hate fucking Muslim people phase in this country. She lost to a black dude with a Muslim sounding name. That's how badly people don't fucking want her, or didn't want her then. And she lost this time to a fucking game show host with a dead weasel on his head that is on record talking about assaulting women. She lost to him. That is how bad people do not want her as president. So it wasn't fucking Russia, and it wasn't some stupid P-tape out there where, apparently people are, or prostitutes or whatever, are pissing on Trump. I mean, like that whole thing. Okay, we're talking about a guy, right, that has publicly fucking insulted women, talked about their monthly cycle. He's on camera, or not on camera. He's been recorded talking about grabbing women and women by the pussy, and that he doesn't wait, and he just fucking does what he wants. He once said that during the campaign that he could fucking stand out in Times Square and murder somebody and still fucking get elected. We're talking about a guy that really doesn't give a shit about really fucking anything. So why he would care so much about, whether he got pissed on or not, I don't think if it did happen, I really don't think he gives a fuck. So this idea that, I'll do fucking Putin's bidding because I don't want the accusation of, or the videotape being revealed that I like to get pissed on. I mean, we're talking about a guy that said fucking on camera that if fucking Ivanka or what, his daughter wasn't his daughter, he'd fucking try and hit that. I mean, the guy has no fucking shame, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't give a fuck about the piss tape. So this idea that he's doing all this to keep that shit under wraps is fucking insane. And the fact that the Democrats are, instead of just fucking examining the real reason Hillary lost and why they've lost over 1,000 fucking seats, across the country since Obama was president. Instead of looking at any of that shit, instead of fucking listening to millennials and progressives, and and instead of looking at examples where fucking Doug Jones barely fucking ekes out a win against a fucking pedophile. Instead of looking at that, they are holding strong to this idea that the only reason Hillary lost was because 13 fucking Russian trolls had posted fucking memes on social media, and a good portion of those were posted after the fucking general election, which is something that they love to fucking leave out. Instead of fucking doing what's right and actually saying, all right, the most of the country is behind fucking Medicare for all. Most people are behind fucking complete legalization of marijuana and tuition-free college, and rebuilding our infrastructure and ending the fucking wars. And instead of saying, all right, well, since everybody seems to be for these things, we're going to get behind it and make sure that we get them, and that would pretty much cement that sort of blue wave that they're expecting to fucking happen, that really fucking isn't. Instead of doing that, they're pursuing some bullshit, all in the name of maintaining their ability to fucking do their donors' bidding and make money. They've completely sold the fucking American people out for fucking donors. How did I get here? How did I get to this shit? I was talking about, and I know this is the second time I've stopped myself. I don't even know how I got here. My apologies if it's been well, it has been. It's been nothing but fucking politics. All right, so what do you want to talk about how thanks to fucking Bill Burr I'm now fat shaming myself? Oh, it's fucking working. It's working like a fucking charm. I've decided that instead of standing in front of a mirror and calling myself a fat fuck and and it working that way, I've decided that instead I'm going to wear the clothes that when I was fucking in shape and not a fucking fat piece of shit, I'm going to wear those clothes and just be uncomfortable until I'm no longer uncomfortable, which means the only way that I'm ever gonna be comfortable in those clothes is if I fucking get back to working out and getting in fucking shape. And it's working, because yesterday was the first day that I did it. I was wearing a shirt that I had purchased when I was about, I would say 20 to 30 pounds lighter, that I never got a chance to wear, but always wanted to wear. I wore that yesterday, and it was so fucking uncomfortable. And it convinced me that, okay, I better do some sort of fucking exercise. So I did a bunch of fucking crunches and push-ups, and I took my dog for a much longer walk than I normally do. It's not like suddenly now the shirt fits better, but it definitely motivated me to fucking get moving. So, my recommendation for those of you, and by the way, I'm not like, I know I call myself a fat fuck. I'm not a fat fuck. Yes, I'm carrying a little extra fucking poundage, but it's not like I'm, they're not ready to haul me out of my house with a fucking forklift is what I'm getting at over here. But, for those of you that are like, hey, I need to fucking, I need to lose weight or get in shape or whatever, maybe try try fucking fat shaming yourself, you know. If putting on clothes that should fit but don't doesn't do it for you, then try the other fucking methods suggested by Bill Burr. For those of you like, who the fuck is Bill Burr? He's a comedian. You know, he said, he does it to himself. He hasn't done it lately because apparently he's fucking in great shape or whatever. But when I don't know, I'm not gonna give you his fucking bio, but he likes to fucking stare at himself in the mirror and call himself a fat fuck and make fun of the fact that instead of doing something about it, he's decided to eat a fucking cheeseburger. You'd be surprised at what fucking works. So if you are looking to do, everybody, you've tried the fucking diets, you've tried the the crazy fucking exercise fads and all of that shit. Maybe you got like nominal fucking results that that you weren't happy with. Maybe instead of all of that shit, you just try looking in the mirror, preferably clothes off, and you just sit there and insult yourself for a few minutes. Or you put on clothes that you'd really like to fucking wear, but you can't because they're too fucking uncomfortable. You just put those on and wear them, and just sort of be forced to just to be not. It's not like anybody was ridiculing me, but if anybody had seen the fucking shirt I was wearing, like if I had gone out in public, although I did, I went to my son's school, but if people have seen me, they're gonna be like, okay, dude, you're too fucking big to wear that fucking shirt. It fucking works. I guarantee you that it does. It'll work fucking much better than eating a bunch of fucking rice cakes and carrots and shit. Because the diets, those things. Like I've dieted in the past. When I was at my fucking most fit. A good or a big portion of how I got to that point was diet. But one of the things that that really anybody that fucking gives out exercise advice will tell you that it's the fucking diets are always temporary. You'll never be able to sustain yourself off of eating a bunch of bland fucking food, especially if that's what you're used to fucking eating. I'm not saying that just fucking throw your nutrition out the fucking window, but these fucking crash diets where you're eating a bunch fucking boiled chicken and fucking sweet potato all the fucking time, like it's not long. You're not going to be able to do that fucking forever. You're better off just finding a healthier way to eat the shit that you like, and then just making sure you get tons of fucking exercise, and you have to push yourself. Dude, if I become what's that fucking angry broad from The Biggest Loser? What the hell's her name? Jillian something, or have I become her? Except I'm not yelling at you. I'm basically telling you to yell at yourself. I'm basically telling you to turn into your own fucking Jillian, whatever the fuck her last name is. But yeah. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here because I got shit to do. I just didn't want to, fucking Monday already went by, so I didn't want to fucking go another day without giving you guys a fucking podcast. So, you're welcome. But yeah, I will be, I'll give you another podcast later on this week. For those of you that are new to this podcast, I usually do a couple of these a week, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. Occasionally I fucking switch up the days, and occasionally I add an extra day. It's just part of the fucking mystery of this podcast, is you never know. Maybe you'll get 2, maybe you'll get 3, maybe you'll get fucking nothing. You have to tune in to find out. But yeah, if you are new, welcome. Also, not all of my podcasts are news related or politics related. I really like to keep shit light. But occasionally there's just stuff that you can't avoid, so I had to fucking talk about it. But anyway, I'll quit fucking babbling, and I'll fucking talk to you guys again. I don't know, in a couple of fucking days, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? All right. I hope you had a good weekend. And I hope you're having a good week thus far. I mean, I know it's only fucking Tuesday. You got most of the week to go, but hey, I'm an optimist. Or am I a pessimist? Which one is it? Optimist is the one. Oh, you're optimistic. So yeah, I'm an optimist. Anyway, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Hope you're having a good day. Just like always, don't take any shit, and go fuck yourself. Peace.